What's up? What's up, my friends? Good morning, YouTube. Hope everyone is well. Getting a tiny bit of a late start here. Well, actually not that late, just a minute or two. Welcome to the live, guys. Thanks for joining me here on the channel. We talk about financial freedom. We talk about fun. We talk about business, economics, and everything in between. A little bit of politics thrown in as well. So, here we go, guys. Lots of cool stuff happening and some not so cool stuff as well. But we're going to talk about today is with recession fears mounting, I'm going to give you 5 things that you need to do to not only survive a recession, but thrive during a recession, guys. And that's what I'm all about, is how to thrive through that period of time. And guys, by the way, these things, even if we don't end up in a recession in the US, at any point, there's still great fundamental things for you to be doing at all times to ensure your financial freedom. But first, guys, on the way in, make sure you hit that like and subscribe. Give me that big thumbs up on there. And also, take note, there's a little chat box there. Throw your chats in there, throw your comments in there. Let me know what you want me to talk about. Throw your questions in there because I love to answer them. We're at a special time today, 8:30 a.m. as opposed to our usual 9 a.m. Central. And sometimes we've been doing these in the evenings. So if there's a particular time that works better for you, let me know as well. But anyhow, guys, what we're talking about today, like I said, is, with the US GDP showing a negative number last quarter, the traditional definition of recession is 2 quarters in a row of negative GDP. So if we get another negative GDP number, technically we're in a recession. A lot of people are saying we are already in a recession. Now, a lot of those people, guys, are fear-mongering because fear-mongering sells headlines, right? If you put a negative headline out there, if you constantly are talking about a crash, negative things happening, you'll probably get more views than people who talk about positive things. Hence the thumbnail for today's live. As you can see, are you a pessimist or are you an optimist? Do you see the glass as always half empty, or do you see it as half full? I used to have a professor in business school that said that the great thing about statistics is they can show whatever you want them to show. And so that's what a lot of people do, whether that's mainstream media, online, YouTube, whatever it is, podcast, because it's so easy to take any statistic, guys, any statistic, and turn it around and show you how it's negative. But what I want to do today is turn it around the other way and show you how what you can do during any economic time, but especially during a recession, especially during a down period, is thrive. Not just survive, but thrive. So I'm going to give you 5 things today that you can do to thrive during a recession. Like I said, those are also things that you can be doing right now, anytime, whether the economy is good or bad or indifferent. Let me show you guys something. For the holidays, I think it was the holidays. No, not the holidays. For Mother's Day, I got my wife this Ember mug. And what it does is it keeps your coffee really hot for a long period of time. Any of you guys have one of those? I told her this is like the biggest gimmick. It's the biggest ripoff. It's the most expensive thing that you'll buy that you never knew you needed. But she now tells me that she doesn't know how she lived without it. Now that, my friends, is an example of someone coming up with a product that you didn't think you needed, pricing it at a ridiculous amount. So this mug, just to tell you, is like, this is the big one. I think it's like $150 or something. And I bought it just like for the fun of saying, like, let's check this thing out. And it connects to your phone or whatever, and it keeps your coffee hot. And it's actually a really nice mug, just as is. But you want to talk about someone creating an amazing business out of something that no one really knew that they needed. It's not a huge problem. I mean, this isn't a problem for me. I'm using it because she's not here. But for me, I just take my coffee cup and, if I need to heat it up, I put it in the microwave. Not that big of a deal. Any of you guys have one of these cups? I'd love to hear from you. But speaking of business, the reason I brought that up, guys, is it ties into my topic for today. Because the number one thing that you need to do during a recession is create additional income streams for yourself. But again, guys, what I want to stress is that these are things you should be doing all the time. These are things you should be thinking about all the time, not just during a recession. Because these are amazing things to help you achieve financial freedom. And that's what I'm all about on the channel. So create additional streams of income. I mean, like I said, look at this mug, right? It's a coffee mug. They put some sort of heating element inside of it, connected it to your app, and they charge $150 for it. Great business. I guess it's a problem that needs to be solved, but kind of a high level problem, if you will, right? But still, made a huge business out of it. So number one, create additional income streams. So what could that be for you? If you're watching this, I want you to throw something in the comment I always say comment, but for lives, it's the chat box. I want you to throw something in the chat box. What could that be for you? What's an additional stream of income that you can do that you can start right now that's not going to take up a ton of your time, but that'll provide you with a little bit of additional income? And guys, every little bit helps, especially in a recession, but even not in a recession, right? Because, I was just talking to my wife this morning. We are now in Texas. When we moved here, gas was like $2 and something. It was like $2.60, $2.70, $2.80. I think yesterday we filled up for like $4.50 in Texas, man. And that sucks. And that is obviously a result of, the economic policies that we're having. But having said that, even if you could just make up for your gas money every month, let's call it $300, $200, $500, it all goes a long way. It all adds up. So what can you do right now? What are you passionate about? I'm going to give you some hints and suggestions on how to create this additional income stream. But what is it that you're passionate about, okay, that you can turn into a side hustle or a business or a hobby, okay? And let's go into the chat. Thank you guys for going in there. Reva says, yes, do you have suggestions for these gigs? Yes, I do. I'm gonna give you a couple right now. And Christian says freelance gigs. Yes, okay guys, so here are my suggestions. Take out a piece of paper and write down a few things that you are passionate about. Forget about the money, okay? Forget about the money for a second. Just think about, what are you passionate about? What are some things that you do outside of your 9 to 5 that are your hobbies, okay? So what are you passionate about? What do you have some knowledge in? And where I'm going with this is what you can do with that is you can do a couple of different things. Number one, you can teach other people how to do that. So believe it or not, the knowledge economy, the coaching economy is a huge business. So if there's something that you know how to do at a high level, what you could do is you could teach other people to do that. So that can be through one-on-one coaching, that can be through a course that you develop online, that can be through a group training session, whatever that is. And guys, this can be almost anything, virtually anything. All right, so write down on a piece of paper, what are you passionate about? What do you have knowledge in? What can you teach other people, or what can you help other people with? And guys, I'm telling you, the options on this are completely unlimited. Whatever it is that you're passionate about. And by the way, what this does for you is it allows you to follow your passion and follow what you like to do versus your job, which may be something that you're not really thrilled with. You know, they say 70% or so of people aren't happy with their jobs. Well, think about this. If you're passionate about something and you start a side hustle around that thing, that could turn into your full-time job pretty quickly. So write down those things. Think about a side hustle that you're passionate, or think about something you're passionate about that you could turn into a side hustle. Another option that you could do with that, if you don't want to do one-on-one coaching, things like that, these days you could turn that into an online endeavor. Like, for example, what you're watching me on, a YouTube channel. Did you know that YouTube pays you if you have enough subscribers, enough viewers, enough watch time? And if you build a YouTube channel around your passion, then you can grow that, maybe not immediately, maybe it'll take you some time, but you can grow that to something that makes you a side hustle amount of money. So create additional revenue streams, but do it strategically. Do it out of something that you are passionate about. All right, so here we go. We got a comment. I love it. Thank you for the chats, guys. Christian. So Christian said, best suggestion to kick this off. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. I follow my passion of motion graphics and turned it into a career making 2D, 3D animations for commercials. Amazing, man. Congratulations. That is so awesome, right? And I think there's nothing better, guys, than following your passion. You know, the theme of my channel, of my YouTube channel, is finance, freedom, and fun, right? Financial freedom. But the way to create financial freedom is to have fun, because so many people do stuff that they don't like, that they're not passionate about. They're just doing it because maybe someone told them that's the career they should do, or they went to college, or they got loans to pay off, or whatever it might be, right? Do something that you're passionate about, create a business and a revenue stream around that. First of all, you'll be so much happier. And I guarantee you, if you're happier and you're having fun, then the money is going to come. So in a recession especially, but really at any time, you know, create additional income and revenue streams for yourself to supplement your day-to-day. All right, so that's number one, kicking things off. Thank you guys for being here on the channel, talking about finance, freedom, and fun. Today's topic, with recessionary times ahead, or maybe already here, we are talking about 5 things that you can do right now to thrive through that recession and not just survive. So that was number one. Number 2, guys, is get ready to buy good deals. There's an old quote, and it goes something like this: when there's blood in the streets, buy. Okay? There's blood in the streets, buy. And what that really means is that, and by the way, guys, I will say that these 5 things really go together, okay? So you can't really have one without the other. You want to put them all together, and then you're going to thrive all the way through any type of economy, right? And the reason I say get ready to buy good deals, and when there's blood in the streets, buy, is that when people get nervous, when people are scared, right? What happens typically is that markets overcorrect. Markets always overcorrect. The pendulum always swings way too far, whether you're talking about politics, economics, real estate, whatever that is, right? And so we have seen that in almost every period in US history. And if you look, what typically happens, for example, let's go back to the pandemic, 2020, real estate prices, stock prices, crypto, everything crashed, you know, quickly. Crypto was down like 50%. Stock market was down, real estate was down, because everyone was uncertain. No one knew what was going on. No one knew what was going to happen. People were scared. That is the time to buy. That's the time to be in a contrarian type of environment and purchase. Now, the only way you're going to be able to do that is if you have enough cash. So if you have those side hustles going, if you have the money coming in from your job, and I'm going to talk about how to get even more money to be able to buy those things in just a second. But when you have that and you're ready to rock and roll and take advantage of this time period, you can really do an amazing job, pick up some great deals in all asset classes, whatever it is you're interested in. And then when we come out of that recession, or whatever we come out of, you are going to be way ahead, right, of everyone else. Let me give you an example on this. So I started in real estate, guys, in like 2006, 2007. Fiber Optic, great comment. Can I still get 40 acres and a mule? Maybe next quarter after rates go up again. So let me give you an example, guys. I started in real estate in like 06, and if you guys know what happened in 2007, we had a huge recession in real estate. And if I could just go back in time, and from about 2007 to about 2009, if I could literally buy every single property that I sold or listed or had a transaction in or participated in or saw, guys, I wouldn't be doing that. Well, I would still be doing this because I actually love doing this. See, this is my passion, and I should have said that earlier. Like, my passion is helping you. My passion is, entertainment and fun and really educating and things like that, and coaching and helping people. But at the end of the day, if I could have bought every property at that point, because the market severely overcorrected, and we got this huge crash, and then we recovered and went way above where we were before. Well, that happens every time with every asset class. And so when you see that kind of sharp crash, that is the time to buy. That is the time to take advantage. Now, how are you going to do that? The way to do that is make sure you have that side hustle going back to number one, to make sure that you have the cash coming in to be able to buy whatever asset class you're passionate about, guys. I'm not going to tell you, what to buy. It's really anything that you see that you think is undervalued and a good deal because of people's current fears. People tend to, when there is a recession, when there are hard economic times, people start hoarding. They hoard their money, they hoard their supplies, naturally so, because there's a scarcity mindset. If you instead have an abundance mindset, think like an optimist and get out there and take advantage and buy a lot of those things that people are selling at deep discounts, right? And so that could be real estate, that could be stocks, that could be crypto. Whatever you're into, whatever you're passionate about, but you got to be ready to do that. So you got the side hustle going and you're ready to take advantage of some amazing deals, which is number 2. Let's go ahead and talk about number 3. By the way, guys, if you have comments or you have questions or you want to chat about this topic, which I love, how to thrive through a recession or at any point in time, throw those in the chat box. I'll call those out. We'll chat about them right here live on the air. Okay, number 3, guys, number 3. So this is a very good one and I think a very important one. And that is to get together, and you should be doing this at all times. Get together with your family, with your team, with your immediate circle, and work together. Work together. And here's what I mean by that, guys. A lot of people go at these things alone. If there's a recession, if there's hard economic times, if a family is going through hard economic times, they do it individually. They don't want to tell anyone. They don't want to be embarrassed. They don't want to, do things together. But what I'm saying is do the complete opposite. Sit down with your family and talk about it. This is a great educational experience for your children. And we do something at our house that, I thought was normal, but apparently it's not. Apparently it's kind of unique. And that is that, we have family dinner together almost every night whenever, everyone's here. Scheduling wise, we sometimes have issues. My kids have, whether it's basketball practice or cheerleading or whatever they have, or football. And so sometimes it's not available. But if we're here, we're having dinner together and we're sitting down together at a table and we're having dinner with no technology. One of the things that I will tell you that is a big pet peeve of mine that I personally just don't get is I see kids and adults, and it starts with the adults because the adults set the example. I see adults and I see kids at the dinner table, at the breakfast table, at the lunch table, sitting at the table like this. Nervous when I turned the live on my cell phone. Like this. This is how they sit at the table. And guys, honestly, if this offends you, so be it. Stop doing that. You're at a table, you're at a dinner table, breakfast table, and you are supposed to be present with your family. Get off your damn phone, right? Stop being a phone zombie. To me, it's just like the biggest pet peeve. I don't understand it. Leave your phone somewhere else. If you're addicted and you can't not look at your phone for 2 minutes, then just leave it in another room. Put it on airplane mode, put it on do not disturb, whatever that might be, but get away from that damn phone so you can be present, so you can talk to your family. And where that gets me to is chat with your family. Oh, see the ember mug. The coffee's still hot. So where that gets me to, guys, or where that leads me to is, talk to your family about this. Share what's going on in the world. Hey guys, here's what's going on. We're in an economic recession. Interest rates are up. Here's what mommy and daddy are doing. Here's what we need help with. By the way, your kids and your family members can help you with the side hustle. I guarantee you they might have some great ideas because they're looking at it from a third-party perspective. Ask them, hey, what are we all good at? What's a passion that we can follow? What's a business that we could start? What's a side hustle that we can all do together? Your kids will love this exercise. And so get together as a family, get together with your team. And maybe if you're not, married, or if you don't have kids, that might be your friends. You get together with your friend group. Hey guys, help me out. I'm looking, I want to start a side hustle. What am I really good at? What do you look at me and say, hey, he's really, or she's really amazing at this? And they will help you to come up with those ideas. So get together with your family, with your inner circle. If you have a mastermind group that you're in, get together with your mastermind group, right? And talk about it, okay? And talk about these things that you can do right now to not only get through this period of time, but to thrive. And again, like I said, these are things, by the way, that you can be doing at all times, but they are especially important during a recessionary time. So let's recap. Number 1, we got create additional income streams. Number 2, get ready to snap up those amazing deals that are going to come your way. And number 3, work together with your family, your team. No tech. Get together at the dinner table and talk to each other. Pretend it's 1995. Talk to each other and come up with some great ideas together. Explain what's happening to your kids and your family and your inner circle and get their ideas, whatever group you're in. I've always been in several mastermind groups and talking to people, and I love that kind of interaction. And so, definitely do that. Let's look at some chats. Fiber optic, great comment here. So don't overlook government assistance. For example, New York City offers free business advice from seasoned retired professionals for new business startups. Man, what a great comment. Thank you so much for that. I got to give you the big round of applause there. Bam! Thank you for that comment, fiber optic. And that is a great one, right? There are so many resources available. And this, your comment not only speaks to look for free resources available, whether that's on the city or state or government level, but it also speaks to mentorship, which is actually something that I am going to talk about on my video tomorrow. So if you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure you subscribe and hit the bell icon. I'm going to talk about this tomorrow, but mentorship is such an important piece of achieving success quicker, of accelerating your success. And so, what fiber optic is saying, which makes so much sense, is if you can find, a retired professional that can help you, that's gone through this, that knows, they've seen these cycles. And once you've been through the cycle a couple times, not to panic, you understand what to do. And by the way, all this advice I have for you guys comes from going through one of these cycles, from getting mentorship, from seeking the advice of people who have been through it before. So amazing advice there. Thank you so much. Great comment, fiber optic. So work together with your team and really come up with great plans. And guys, by the way, this is not a one-time thing. So what I'm not saying is, hey, schedule a family dinner, put the phones away and do this one time and never do it again. No, this should be an ongoing discussion about what everyone's doing, how everyone can help, how everyone contribute to what's going on. Okay, so that's number 3. Number 4, guys, number 4 is a recession, or really, you should be, again, I keep saying this, you should be doing this all the time, but especially during a recession, great time to review your personal P&L, your personal profit and loss. And most importantly, cut all of your unnecessary expenses. Cut the unnecessary expenses. Guys, I guarantee you, if you go through your profit and loss, and if you don't have a CPA that does this for you, just print out your bank statements from the last 3 months. I want you to go through that and look and see all the stupid subscriptions and wasted money that you're spending on stuff that you don't even use. I guarantee you can find hundreds, if not thousands of dollars worth of stuff that you can cut out of your budget without ever knowing it, without ever feeling it, and recapturing some of that money. And the great thing, guys, is if you put together number 1, which is create some additional revenue streams, and number 4, which is reduce expenses, go through your P&L, make sure you have a good eye on your budget and everything you're doing on your household. Run your household like a business, guys. Run your household like a business. The net difference there will be huge. And this is what I mean, guys. Let's just say, for example, let's just say you create an additional revenue stream that makes you another $500 a month. Okay, so $500 a month. And then you're able to cut out $500 a month of subscriptions and garbage that you don't use. Guys, the net difference there is $1,000 a month of extra money. I don't care how wealthy you are, how not wealthy you are. $1,000 a month is $1,000 a month, okay? And that's a small example, all right? If you can, have a side hustle that makes you $2,000 more or $5,000 more a month, and then you cut out a couple grand, I mean, the differences here can be huge and can allow you to take that extra money and then invest it when you find those deals, which is number 2. And so I hope you're seeing how all of these things really tie in together. On that note, guys, I want to recommend a book to you. I meant to grab it. Do I have it on my shelf so I can quickly show it to you guys? Let's see. I don't have it on my shelf. Okay, the book is called Profit First by Mike Michalowicz. I will tell you, this is a book that definitely changed my life, changed my business approach. It's an amazing book called, again, Profit First. And what it talks about is it actually has an exercise in there on what to do on what I just talked about, which is, print out 3 months of bank statements and just, strike out all the things you don't need, highlight the things that are absolutely necessary, keep those, right? And maybe renegotiate things. But it talks about all this, and it also talks about how to run your business the right way, which is to put profit first, not revenue first. It's a great book. I won't get too much into detail here, but I recommend you pick that up. Available on Amazon, whatever. Just go on there and search for Profit First. Mike Michalowicz. I never know how it's spelled, but you'll find it. Great book for not only your business, but also your personal life. Teach you how to run that P&L and everything else you got there. So guys, any thoughts, any chats, any questions, throw those in the chat box. Like I said, make sure you like, subscribe on the way in. Tomorrow, the video that's going to come out is going to talk about what Fiber Optic mentioned, which is mentorship and some other things that you could do to really thrive in a recession as well. Okay, so that's number 4. Quick recap. Number 1, create additional revenue streams. Number 2, get ready to take advantage of some amazing deals that are going to happen when there's blood in the streets. Buy. Number 3, work together with your team, your family, get together, have regular meetings. One thing I didn't tell you guys, I had an opportunity recently to interview an amazing guy who has sold 2 businesses, each for about $100 million. And, I asked him about family dynamics. And one of the things he told me is that, what they do as a family is they have a quarterly meeting where they go over their P&Ls and their businesses and all this kind of stuff. And that's an amazing thing to do. And so, work together with your family, get off the tech, get together, have family dinners, have family meals, family time, and talk about these things. Get your kids' input, get your spouse's input, your partner's input, whatever that is, to get through not only this period of time, but to thrive through that time. And guys, well, it's actually not my last one because I'm going to give you a bonus one. We're talking 5 things to thrive in a recession, but I'm actually going to give you a bonus one. So the number 5 thing to do is invest in yourself. So whenever there's a down period in the economy, it's a great time for you to invest in yourself and improve and level up your skills, level up your knowledge, level up something in your life. Now, I want to tell you this doesn't have to be business related. So when I say, invest in yourself and all that, a lot of you might think courses, training, go back to school, learn a trade, something like that. No, it doesn't just have to be that, although those are great. You can also invest in yourself to learn a hobby, learn a skill. Is there something that you've wanted to do that you've put off for a very long time because you keep saying, I don't have time, I don't, I can't afford to do that, I can't dedicate my time. Whatever that is for yourself, invest in yourself. That could be a business item, of course, right? By, taking courses on something, whatever. Let's say you want to create an additional income stream on, I don't know, starting a YouTube channel, let's just say. Well, then investing in yourself might be reading books about this, hiring a coach, hiring a mentor, seeing how other people do it, or just going on YouTube and searching for it because there's so many free resources that you can take advantage of, right? But it also could be something like, hey, you've always wanted to learn the guitar. And so you start taking some classes on playing the guitar, and who knows where that might lead you. Maybe that leads you to a band. Maybe that leads you to creating your own course on how to play guitar. So many opportunities, guys. If you invest in yourself and you come out of, this type of thing, it'll really help you. Yes, JG, good morning. Thanks for being on here. Says, learn a new language. 100%. That's a great thing to do for yourself because learning a new language, by the way, not only helps you to understand that language, but it also opens up a lot of things to you. Being bilingual, studies have shown, or trilingual or whatever, that people who know multiple languages actually excel in lots of other areas. Very translatable skills. I will give you my personal example, not to toot my horn, but as I've said on the channel, I was born in the former Soviet Union, and my first language is Russian, and I still speak it to this day. I talk to my parents in Russian. My wife happens to be from the same area, and so when we want to talk trash about people, we do it in Russian. Blaine, good morning, man. Thanks for joining us. We're talking 5 things you could do to thrive through the recession. I'll give you a little recap in a second, just for you, my man, personally. Anyway, we speak Russian to each other, and a lot of times, And my kids used to know a little bit of Russian, but not too much anymore. Of course, it's kind of taboo right now because of everything going on in that part of the world. But yeah, learning a second language is great. So let me give you the recap. This one's for Blaine. Number one, create additional income streams. This is to thrive through a recession, but really anytime, guys. I keep saying that, but anytime, these are things that should be at the top of your list. Create additional income streams for yourself. Get ready to take advantage of amazing deals in whatever you're interested in. That could be crypto, stocks, real estate, art, whatever, okay? Get ready, because when there's blood in the streets, buy. Work together with your family. Get together with your family, regular meetings or your inner circle or your mastermind group, whatever that looks like for you, your personal team. Get together with them, get their advice, get their opinions, have them help you, ask them, like, what should I be doing? What am I good at? When you look at me, what do you see? Okay, because people, when they have a third party perspective, when they're looking at this from the outside, can help you take advantage of your skills and do what you're passionate about. Think about, what are you passionate about and what can you really do outside of your normal 9 to 5. Number 4 is reduce expenses. Look at your P&L, print out your last 3 months of bank statements, cross out anything you don't need, get rid of all the unnecessary garbage that you don't use, all those subscriptions, all that crap that you never look at, right? And when you take the net effect of number 1, which is create some additional income streams, reduce all the garbage expenses and everything you don't use, the net effect of that could be huge for yourself. And number 5, number 5, which we just talked about, is invest in yourself. Grow, learn, improve something in your life. Like we said on the chat, that could be learn an additional language, learn an additional skill, learn a hobby. If you're into golf, get better at golf, take some lessons, learn how to play guitar. And by the way, guys, none of this stuff has to be expensive. Nowadays, all you need is a phone. All you need is this thing right here to learn anything that you want, because you can go on YouTube. You can, as my friend says, sorry for the language, Google that shit. Everything is there, okay? Everything is there for you. And the last one, do we have a drum roll? I need like a drum roll. I don't have a drum roll sound effect. Okay, so last, a bonus item here is have fun, enjoy yourself, and just be an optimist and think positively about everything. Guys, I think one of the biggest things that derails most people is negative thinking, is negativity, is having this doomsday mentality. And that is easy to do because if you consume most media, this channel excluded, if you consume most media, right? If you go on YouTube, if you turn on the news, what you'll see is all negative stuff, right? And the reason for that, and I say this almost every time, the reason for that is that negativity sells, fear sells. If the last 2 years is an example of anything with the pandemic, it's that fear sells, and fear allows people to control people and keep people at bay. Because if you're fearful, you're not going to do the things that we talked about today on this live, right? If you're fearful, you're not going to want to take advantage and buy good deals. If you're fearful, you're not going to go out on a limb and follow your passion and create additional income stream. That was the playbook of the left during the pandemic. Not to bring too much politics into it, but that was the playbook. We're going to keep people afraid. We're going to keep people at home, and we're going to tell them that the only solution to their problem is more government, right? And that is not the solution, obviously, as we're seeing now, because the more government solution has gotten us into the mess that we're in now, and the reason why we're embarking on potentially a recessionary time. So my message to you at the end of this is have fun, stay positive, stay enthusiastic with whatever you do, follow your passion, and that, my friends, is how you achieve that financial freedom, which is what the channel is all about. So guys, thank you so much for tuning in today. Speaking of passions, I have a golf lesson in about 25 minutes. So I'm going to take off for that. You have an awesome day. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, guys. Got a great video coming out tomorrow that's going to expand on this and give you 3 additional ways that you can really thrive through this. We got some a last comment here. Blaine, thanks for the thumbs up. And Fiber Optic says, Peter Drucker said it right. When a subject becomes totally obsolete, we make it a required course. That's funny and very true. Christian, thanks for being on. JG, thanks for being on, and thanks for the kind words. Blaine, thank you so much. Guys, I really appreciate you guys being on here. Thank you, and I will catch you on the next live, which I'm doing 2-3 times a week in the mornings usually, and then the videos coming out on the off days on that. So subscribe, like, share, guys, so we can get the message out to more people on YouTube and everywhere else. Have a great day, everyone. I'll catch you guys soon.